For decades, UFOs were treated like jokes. Hollywood made them entertainment, governments dismissed them, scientists avoided the topic entirely. But in 2026, something changed. The United States government released more than 160 previously classified UFO, including military footage, astronaut reports, radar logs, FBI documents, and encounters that officials still cannot explain. And what's most shocking is not what the files confirm. It's what they quietly reveal between the lines. Because this story is no longer just about aliens. It's about surveillance, military secrecy, advanced technology, and a scientific mystery that may have been misunderstood for over 75 years. Tonight, we're diving deep into the truth behind the latest UFO revelations and the details most people completely missed. On May 8, 2026, the Pentagon launched a new archive called PERSU, short for the Presidential Unsealing and Reporting System for UAP Encounters. Notice something strange already? They no longer call them UFOs. The official term is now UAP, Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena. Why the change? Because some of these objects were not just seen in the sky. Reports also involved underwater movement, space-based observations, radar anomalies, and objects transitioning between air and water. That detail alone changed how intelligence agencies classify the phenomenon. The files released included military pilot encounters, NASA mission transcripts, and Apollo-era imagery, infrared footage, and eyewitness reports stretching back to the 1940s. But here's the detail many people overlooked. The government repeatedly used one word: unresolved. Not fake, not hoax, not weather balloons, unresolved. And that distinction matters. One of the strangest details buried inside the release involved Apollo-era missions. A newly discussed Apollo 17 image reportedly shows three bright... Officials admitted there was no consensus on what the anomaly actually was. Now here's where things become interesting. For decades, UFO discussions focused almost entirely on Earth. But some of the newly released files hint that unusual observations in space may have been quietly documented for years. Even Buzz Aldrin's older comments and mission references resurfaced in the release discussions. This doesn't prove aliens were on the moon, but it reveals something important. NASA and military agencies were collecting anomalous observations far more seriously than the public realized. And according to NASA's own independent UAP study, the agency now believes these phenomena deserve formal scientific investigation instead of ridicule. That is a massive cultural shift. Because for decades, scientists risked career damage for even discussing UFOs publicly. Here's what many YouTube videos get wrong. Governments are not obsessed with UFOs because they think aliens are invading Earth. They care because unidentified objects inside restricted airspace are a national security problem. Now look at it this way. A fighter pilot detects an object moving in ways that current aircraft supposedly cannot. No transponder, no known origin, no communication signal. That raises terrifying possibilities. It could be foreign surveillance technology, classified black budget projects, advanced drones, sensor manipulation, or something genuinely unknown. That's why military agencies take these incidents seriously even when extraterrestrials are not involved. And some of the reports are difficult to dismiss casually. Several military witnesses described sudden acceleration, silent movement, impossible turning angles, and objects disappearing from radar instantly. Now, skeptics argue many cases are caused by optical illusions, camera distortions, atmospheric effects, classified aircraft, or sensor error. And honestly, they are probably correct in many cases. But even the Pentagon admits there remains a small category of incidents that cannot currently be explained. That unresolved category is what keeps this mystery alive. One of the least discussed developments is that UFO research is slowly becoming legitimate science. And this is where things get fascinating. NASA's UAP report emphasized something very important. The biggest problem is not necessarily the phenomenon itself, it's the lack of quality data. Most UFO footage is blurry, distant, poorly calibrated, or captured accidentally. So scientists are now pushing for something completely different. Dedicated sensor networks. Projects like Harvard's Galileo project are building systems using infrared cameras, radar, machine learning, and telescope arrays specifically designed to detect anomalies scientifically. This is a major shift. For the first time in history, where serious researchers are trying to study UAPs with the same methods used in astronomy and physics. And here's the twist most people never hear. Many scientists involved are not claiming aliens exist. Instead, that completely ignoring unexplained aerial phenomena is itself unscientific. That's a subtle but important difference. Now let's talk about the idea that quietly terrifies intelligence agencies. What if some UAPs are not extraterrestrial, but technological? Think about it. If even a small percentage of these objects represent breakthrough propulsion systems from another nation, that would completely reshape global military power overnight. And history gives us a clue. During the Cold War, many UFO sightings later turned out to involve secret military programs. The famous U-2 spy plane was once mistaken for alien craft because civilians had never seen aircraft flying that high before, which raises a disturbing possibility. Could some modern UFOs actually be next-generation surveillance system the public simply doesn't recognize yet? That theory explains why governments are suddenly becoming more transparent. Because if adversaries possess advanced aerospace technology, keeping the public completely uninformed may no longer be possible. After all the files, all the footage, all the hearings, all the speculation, here's the honest answer. We still don't know. The Pentagon has explicitly stated there is currently no confirmed evidence of extraterrestrial life in the released files. But something equally important happened. Governments quietly admitted that unexplained aerial phenomena are real, trained military personnel continue to encounter them, and science deserves a role in investigating them. That alone is historic. The mystery is no longer hidden in conspiracy forums. It has officially entered mainstream science, aerospace research, and national security discussions. And maybe that's the biggest revelation of all. What do you think these objects are? Secret military technology, natural phenomena, sensor errors, or something humanity still doesn't understand? Comment below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe for more documentaries exploring the mysteries governments don't fully explain. Because sometimes, the most interesting stories are not the answers we find. They're the questions we still can't answer.